One. Now that is a study in contrast, and I would say that David Mendenhall is holding his own. David Mendenhall, Rick Zumwalt. Now, is this guy a quick study, do you think?
Very quick. Him and Sly learned amazingly fast and made it look believable on film.
David, do you have to have a big hand to survive in this sport?
Well, sure, everything is necessary, strength, a big hand, but also a lot of it is psych and technique. I think Rick knows more about that than anybody else.
Yeah, but let's talk about psyching out Rick for a minute. Have you found out what the key to that is?
If you're a fast runner, you could psych out Rick, if you could get away from him quick
And
enough.
Rick, let's get to you. What is your favorite psych technique, or can you reveal it on camera?
Oh yeah, it's minor. I'll rip phone books in half, bend 16-penny nails and horseshoes, and then politely ask them if they've got insurance, and they know quite fully well what they're doing.
Let's put these two contrasts together now and over the top. What have you learned from each other? First, arm wrestling techniques. Are you ever going to take it up? You've had the best to teach you.
Yeah, well, sure, at school all the time, my friends and I have mock arm wrestling championships.
Seriously?
Yeah, seriously. It's a fun sport, and I enjoy it.
You must be a sitting target, though, now that you've done it with the best, huh?
Well, yeah, but I've had enough coaching to know the right technique and what not to do, what to do, and everything.
Share with us your advice now to Rick Zumwalt about his upcoming acting career, because it's in high gear right now.
Well, what I think you should do, Rick, I think you should, well, you have a good agent, of course. You're already starting. Just go with the flow. Don't get bad. Don't be afraid of rejection, because in arm wrestling sometimes that happens. You lose a match or something, and just look ahead to the future and don't let anything slow you down.
There you go. Despite his tender years, this is a seasoned veteran here, Rick.
Very accomplished, very
now,
accomplished.
Because of your seasoned training, let's get some advice now to young David here in the arm wrestling.
On the arm wrestling.
Yeah.
If you treat arm wrestling as you have your acting, with the same enthusiasm, the energy, and professionalism, you'll do as well with it as you have with your acting.
All right, well said. What was your reaction when you first met this mountain of a man on the set, David?
Wow. It was hard to comprehend the strength and size of him. He took his arm like this, and I held on, and he picked me up off the ground with just one arm. And after that, I was just,
Yeah. That has to put a person back a little bit, I guess.
oh, definitely.
What about the future of arm wrestling as a sport now? Is this something you passionately believe in, Rick? Would you like to see it spread with this film now?
I do believe in arm wrestling. I've been a competitor in it for 12 years. I'm a competitor and a promoter now. With the help of things like International Arm Wrestling Council, run by Marvin Cohen, major tournaments, the Jeffrey Brothers, who is trying to get together a governing body for all the associations. And I like to see the promoters unite. Instead of this bickering and backfighting and, well, don't go to his tournaments, come to mine. Work together.
Even in this sport, huh?
Even in this sport, let's work together and let's make our sport collectively better for everyone.
David, what about your sport of acting? What would you like to see in your own career kind of kick in now? Seems like you've done it all already. What remains?
Well, first of all, I'd like to continue in acting and get as much experience as I can, because you can never get too much. And I'd like to see in my life also not only acting, but directing and producing and writing. I love to write, especially. So I hope for that to be in my future.
You guys make a pretty good team, I think. Take us to a day on the set as we close out here. Maybe some funny thing that happened with the two of you, maybe at Las Vegas or something. You must have felt surrounded by Goliaths.
Oh, yeah, David and Goliath. I can. Whew, it was pretty neat. It was an experience, but it was. I really learned a lot, not only about the arm wrestling techniques, but of the professionalism of the sport and the joys. Also the sorrows sometimes, people breaking arms or limbs or whatever. But basically, it's just an all-around fun sport.
Now let's also, for your last question, Rick, how dangerous can this thing be? Should there be a disclaimer on this picture saying, don't try this at home, or not? What about that?
If you're going to compete, go to a group, a tournament in your area, learn from the pros in your area, find out the do's and the don'ts, but train. Push-ups, pull-ups, bicep work, work in a gym. Give yourself a break. Compete. Be the best you can be at whatever you're doing, and don't sell yourself short. Don't use drugs and don't drink.
Now be gentle with me. David,
Thank you very
too, be
much.
gentle now.
Okay.
David Mendenhall, Rick Zumwalt, Over the Top. And I'm John Tibbetts in Los Angeles for KCTV5.